everyone, my name is Daniel and this is going to be the first video in a two-part series on chords. So in this first video, I'm just going to be going through like the basics of chords, like the super basic chords, and like hopefully also a fairly straightforward pop chord progression. And yeah, I'll try and keep things like as straightforward as possible. So pretty much like the only background knowledge we kind of need is just knowing like what the note names are. So just recapping that quickly, it goes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So yeah, let's get straight into it then. Alright, so the two most basic chords are major chords and minor chords. And when we write them out, or when we say them out, we normally say a letter name before the major or the minor. So like C major or like F major. So this letter that comes before the chord type is generally the bottom note of the chord. So let's say I have C major. So the bottom note is going to be C. For major and minor chords, you only need to be looking at three notes in the chord. So this is the first note, which is a bottom note. For major chords, the gap between the bottom note and the middle note should be three notes, including black ones. So if we count up three, 1, 2, 3, then we arrive to this one. So this one's the middle note for C major. So you want a gap of 3 and then a gap of 2. So 1, 2, there. So just remember, major is 3 and 2. So like this. If we try it with like another key, so let's say F major. F, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So this would be F major. So just remember, major is 3 and 2. The next type of chord, which is minor, it's just the other way around. So instead of 3, 2, it becomes 2, 3. So C minor would be like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And if I look at, say, E minor, it'll be like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There's also a couple other types of like 3-note chords, which aren't super common, but I'll go over them quickly as well. Diminished, which is 2 and 2. And augmented, which is 3 and 3. So moving on to the second part of today's video now, we'll be looking at a fairly common pop song chord progression. It kind of goes like this. 1 major, 5 major, 6 minor, 4 major. So you can see here that I'm using numbers in front of the major minor rather than letters. So these numbers are all in reference to the first chord, so 1 major. So if we say we're in C, this would be 1 major. 5 major, you just count up the 5th note up from C. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 major in this case would be G major. 6 minor, A minor. Then 4 major, go down 2 notes. Like that. So that's pretty much the progression in C major. If I add the bass note into the left hand, it will sound a bit like this. 1 major, 5 major, 6 minor, 4 major. There's a pretty nice classic that actually fits in like with this exact key and this progression. It kind of goes a bit like this. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. So you can see right there how I just use like the 1, 5, 6, 4 progression. I can actually use this progression in a completely different key. So if we move up to say like A major, so it'll be 1 major, 5 major, 6 minor, 4 major. We've got another pretty cool song that is in this key that follows this exact progression. Never mind, I'd find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. If we go to a third key now, let's try F major. It'll be like this. 1 major, 5 major, 6 minor, 4 major. I won't sing this next one because as you can probably tell, my vocal cords aren't really designed for singing, but it'll go a bit like this. hopefully you recognize what that song is. But yeah, just this simple progression. So 1 5 6 4, we can pretty much apply it to like every key there is out there. But yeah, so we'll wrap it up there for today. So hopefully you've got a better grasp now of like the common chords, especially major and minor, as well as the common pop song chord progression. And yeah, in next video, I'll be elaborating more on how to approach chords and like how to elaborate on it when we're like accompanying like singing and all that. But yeah, for now, until next time, see ya.